I was not planning on taking a message, but I have taken a message. Thoth, my friends, I love you. Thank you for this powerful arcane wisdom. I see things so much more clearly now. I understand that I am protected. I'm also picking up on a sense of inevitability. These soul missions that I'm on, this is the it is written. There's certain things in my life where Thoth is always like, it's written. Why are you questioning? Like, it's happening. I'm like, okay. I'm sure there's many of us in the same boat, whether we know it or not. I genuinely believe, and when I have proof I will share, that old souls like us use up a lot of our free will before we incarnate. And the only thing we really get to choose is the level of resistance and suffering that we put up. This is my main character quest, am I correct? And this being the case, therefore, even in extreme situations, when I follow my intuition, the universe is catching me every single time, and the resources seem to always be provided for me. Is that correct? This is why I am being enabled to shed my emotional baggage under this beautiful eclipse energy, because you're actually providing me with the tools and resources to work with the universe to obtain the resources that I will require. The inevitability of this task ahead is the reason why you're helping me work through my shadows so quickly. This morning, before I started to write my journal, I kept hearing the message from Thoth about the pricing structure. And Thoth said over and over again, if you were selling the things that people need as a product at this time, it would not get the reach that is required, okay? Because manifestation as a hashtag buzzword, if you've listened to the channels, Thoth is really not a fan of spiritual commodification. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but a key reason to consider is that these manifestation influencers, they're actually only teaching about a quarter to a third of the information that you need to know to effectively manifest. Because true activation of the extent of our power involves alchemy. It involves coming out of denial. It involves developing the capacity to have brutal and blunt honesty with ourselves so that we can clear the limits and blocks within us to realize our true potential, okay? And the reason why that isn't sold as a product is because the reality is you must develop self-mastery, and this is what we will be teaching in order to master the things in the external world. That is not sexy. That is messy. It is vulnerable. It's hard. Self-mastery is not a popular product because self-mastery has not been for everyone. And the next thing that I write in my journal is about like the perfection of the order of events, even the difficult ones. So for example, a few months ago, Thoth told me to fire one of my mentors, and that was the right decision because this was someone who was teaching something that they were not living. And when I made that decision, it validated that, right? So I now understand that the reason why I had a partial relationship with that teacher was to show me that, to show me that this is the state of spirituality and it needs to change, which I'd seen before, but it was a reminder. Now Thoth, you don't like the commodification of spiritual tools because you know that these are the tools that we win, okay? These are powerful tools when they are developed correctly. So powerful. They are more powerful than you even have the capacity to imagine if you're watching this video and you have not been meticulously doing this work for years. We're going to get there because we need to. This is why you ask for diligent students who wish to be free from hypervigilance, who do not yet understand their power, but do want to understand the whispers of divinity within them. And I never wrote this down, but also know that you are your best teacher. You are your best teacher, also better than I am your teacher, okay? Know that. Their soul knows, but now you ask for an awakening of their divine nature so that they may be it. You can't just speak things into reality, you need to be it. Often students in our collective are being asked to resolutely follow their passionate and intuitive soul nature without community support. They need to understand that balance is needed to deepen this communion with the divine, and it cannot be faked. It cannot be purchased. These are passionate natures of souls who have felt empty with a seeming inability to move forward with their missions. But now it's time for them to let that idea go. It is time for them to release self-imposed limitations. They do not yet understand that their homecoming, this starseed burden of lacking a sense of place to be, actually derives from an alienation from their own soul. Soul loss spanning lifetimes. Therefore, they cling on to the known, even though the known is limiting, because they do not have trust that the universe will provide for them because of the power in them that is inherent, their power of creation. That is the truth of their lack of receiving. I can't do manifestation. Yes, because you're following the wrong advice. Listen to Thoth. Thoth gave us this. It is their lack of trust in their own wisdom and intuition. Their own wisdom. Own. It belongs to you already. All you're doing is digging it up. You're taking the dust off it. You know this on your soul level, or you wouldn't be here. Without this trust, how are they enabled to let alignment happen? Alignment is hard, guys. It's really hard. The student collective need to understand that their soul, mind and spirit are sacred sanctuaries. They are only left out in the cold when they ignore their inner knowing. They must understand that trusting the alignment is happening in their favor, even when the external reality doesn't appear that way, requires this trust, because they will not immediately see the bounty that the universe is bringing them in record timing. But manifestation lead in for creation does not mean that manifestation isn't happening. Can you imagine you ordered something to be custom made in a factory and you were disappointed when it wasn't there tomorrow, right? Manifestation lead-in time. Trust in embodiment. Trust in the desired vibration. Trust that you are creating. You already are. You're just creating things that you don't want. The universe is conspiring, but the student collective get to choose what it's conspiring in. This is so interesting because I believe and I receive that we are some of the most powerful manifestors on this planet because of our starseed nature. But we must overcome all of the various things that I'll talk about in another video, because we have learned powerlessness. Those lessons in powerlessness have been given to us deliberately. If we can learn powerlessness, then we can unlearn it, and this is how we change the world.